Page 137. Homes in the desert, homes by the ocean.
Homes in the desert, homes by the ocean.
You've learned something important.
You learn something important.
Go. You've learned that the first Americans
You learn that the first Americans
were not one group of people
were not one group of people
who all lived in the same way.
who lived in the same way.
They were many different people
There were many different people
who lived in different ways.
who lived in different ways.
They were the people of the longhouse
There were the people of the longhouse
who lived,
who lived,
hunted,
hunted,
and farmed
and farmed
in the eastern woodland forest.
in the eastern woodland forest.
Where are your fingers?
They were the plains people,
There were the plain people,
again, plains people
plain people
who hunted the
who
buffalo.
hunted the buffalo.
And far from them,
Far from
there were other people
there were other people
who lived in a place
who lived in the place
with no tall trees
with no tall trees
or rich brown earth.
or rich brown earth.
They lived
They lived
in the desert
in the desert
where the land is dry and rocky.
with the dry and dry.
Again, where the land is dry
Where the land is dry
and rocky.
and rocky.
The people of the desert
People of the desert
cut their homes in hard rock cliffs,
had their homes in the hard rock,
and they use a special kind of mud
and they use a special kind of mud
called adobe.
called adobe.
Hundreds of people
Hundreds of people
made their homes in these cliffs.
made their home in these cliffs.
Their land was dry
Their land was dry,
and they had little water,
and they had little water.
but still
So,
the people of the desert
people of the desert
learned to grow corn,
and grow corn,
beans,
beans,
and squash.
and squash.
They became very skilled
They became very skilled
at using the earth to make
and using the earth to make
strong, beautiful clay pots.
some beautiful clay pots.
It's amazing that people
It's amazing that people
could live where there was so little water.
could live there was so little water.
But now let's find out
But now let's find out.
again. But now let's find out
But now let's find out
about some other people
about some other people
whose lives
whose lives
were very different
were very
because they had so much water.
because they had so much water.
They lived far
They lived far
to the north
to the north
of the people of the desert.
of the people of the desert.
They lived by the Pacific Ocean.
They lived by the Pacific Ocean.
The people by the Pacific caught
The people by the Pacific Coast
and ate many fish,
and many fish.
like the strong swimming salmon.
The strong swimming salmon.
They cut down trees
They cut down trees
and carved them into canoes.
and carved them into canoes.
And some of the people
Some of the people
carved trees into totem poles.
carved trees into totem poles.
Again, into totem poles.
Into totem poles.
With their tools,
With their tools,
they turned the wood
they turned the wood
into amazing faces of figures.
and amazing
and often painted them in bright colors. The figures on the poles help them remember stories of the great deeds. Again, stories of the great deeds of their families and their people. Okay, next page. The box. Page 138, continue. The first Americans are also called Native Americans. Are also called Native Americans. Native is a word that means born here. Many Native American people still live today in many places across the United States. Again, in many places across the United States. United States. Native Americans are also called American Indians. How did that name come about? To find out, we have to learn about some other people who came to America. These children in Pryor Elementary School are members of the Crow tribe in Montana.